California certainly is always saying, oh, we want more people, and they want more people in their sanctuary cities. Well, we'll give them more people. We can give them a lot. We can give them an unlimited supply. And let's see if they're so happy. They say we have open arms. They're always saying they have open arms. Let's see if they have open arms. Our country is full. Our area is full. The sector is full. Can't take you anymore. I'm sorry. Can't happen. So turn around. That's the way it is.
Well, someone's full of something. I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
And this is NewsRap Live at 5.
Another week.
Another week. Another week.
The size says it all. The size
Can we
says
have
it all.
the election already?
Dude, we could do this today. We could just get it out of the way.
Oh,
Let's
my
just
gosh.
pick a nominee
Yeah.
and do this thing.
Yeah, I
Get it over
know.
with.
I know. Why do we have to wait until 2020?
I don't know.
Oh, my heavens. So we're full. But I have to give him some credit. Because, you know, we've been talking about all kinds of different ways that we can solve the border crisis. And,
Okay.
You know, walls, and I don't think walls are
Barriers.
going to work, and, you know, barriers and all kinds of things. But I think he fell upon the answer.
The perfect idea.
I think he fell upon the answer. So I think he found the solution, really, to the border crisis.
And nobody else has seen this but us.
And so let's show everybody the solution to the border crisis.
There it is.
There it is.
That's all you need.
There it is. That's all you need. You just put that right near Baja.
Now, if I saw that, I wouldn't walk by it.
That's right.
That would stop me.
It would stop me.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have a few hundred, probably.
Yeah, five or six maybe.
Yeah,
At the very least.
Yeah,
It's full.
you know, so you put them up and,
You know.
yeah. Hey, it works with parking
Maybe
lots, right?
maybe have a bouncer there, ladies' night. A couple of women can get in or
I know.
something for free.
Yeah, but it does work with parking
Yeah,
lots.
all the
because,
time.
I mean, when I go to the Paseo, right, and I see that sign up, I don't try to get in, right?
But the lot across the street from the Weekly, I have a pass.
Oh.
So I may be able to get by that.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Who knows?
All right, well, if you got a pass.
So let me kind of make sure I understand where we are now.
Uh-huh.
We are full.
We're full.
The region is full.
The region is full.
The sector, I have no idea what that is.
I don't know what the sector
The
is.
sector is full.
But apparently the sanctuary cities are not full.
But the sanctuary cities are apparently
and
wide
they've
open.
got plenty of room for rapists and drug dealers.
So-
and you know,
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump on that in a second.
okay.
Before I do, Barry, why don't you go ahead and tell the people how they can join us?
I would love to join the conversation on Facebook at Pasadena Media. You can also join us, I think it's called Facebook, at NewsRap Pass. So you can join us there too.
Hey, I'm still laughing about it.
And
Go
he's
ahead.
still laughing about it because once I said, join us at NewsRappers, and I'll never live that down. And you can also see archived episodes. You can see old episodes on our Pasadena Media YouTube channel. So see us and watch us and comment
And share.
like and subscribe and share. And we already got a comment from Eric. Love that sign.
That's a great sign.
It's a great,
great
sign.
And Hannah.
Yes, thanks to our wonderful Hannah, our producer, one of our producers.
And they put together those cold opens and
I
the
know.
local briefs and all
Isn't
those
that
things. And
fun?
they just do an amazing job.
But
follow me on
amazing.
this. And explain.
Yes.
Let me see if I understand this.
Okay.
So we're full.
We're full.
It's a national emergency.
National emergency.
These people are murderers,
Murderers.
crooks, killers.
Absolutely. Not a good one in the bunch.
Nobody's good.
No.
But he wants to put these people in sanctuary cities, which
In Pelosi's district. Let's be specific about that.
that's one of the places. And also understand,
Okay.
Pasadena, although it is not officially a sanctuary city,
Well, are there any official sanctuary cities?
there's some official sanctuary locations, churches, schools.
Right,
districts.
that I know. Yeah.
Okay.
But are there, I mean,
No,
or is
places-
that just a term that the
It's a term.
Republicans have
It's
made
a term
up?
because there is no legal meaning of that term.
Right.
Okay. But Pasadena operates
Yes.
as a sanctuary city operates.
Yes. Should we explain what that is?
Well, it means that police, law enforcement, city government does not delve into immigration status as they deal with people. Now, in some criminal incidents,
Right, and they don't
it
do
becomes
that for a
necessary.
really good reason. Let's say that there's a crime, and the only witness to that crime is an undocumented immigrant, right? Kind of, don't you want them to come to the police, right? I think you do. I think you want them to go to the police and be able to help the police. But if they know that as soon as they walk into the police station,
that ICE is showing
that ICE is going to show up
They're never going to the police
and take
station.
them away. They're not going to go to that police station. It is not. I mean, he makes it sound like this, oh, we just want people.
Right.
Open arms, open borders, love. But a sanctuary city is a different kind of a concept. What it's saying is that we're going to treat people as citizens of our city.
Equality. It's equality.
And we're going to do that because it's also better for the city, right?
Right.
And especially for the police. It's the police that beg cities to be sanctuary cities.
Exactly. So, understanding that.
So they're much more worried about real criminals
Of course.
and not being able to talk to undocumented immigrants who are going to help them than they are about, having someone come across from the border and be a member of MS-13.
Right. So, but if we go along with his theory that all of these are horrible people,
Yeah.
and he took a vow to uphold the Constitution and protect the United States, if he put people like that back into our cities, wouldn't he be violating his oath based on his own words?
Can we count the number of times that he's already
Well,
violated
you
his
got me
oath?
on that. He probably violated 15 times since he got up this morning.
I mean, that's why, the problem I had, and we're not going to talk about it today, but the problem I had with Muller, right? As this is going to decide everything, ignores the fact that every time he gets out of bed, he violates the oath to the Constitution.
Yeah. Simple
He
as that.
wants to keep breaking the law. He wants to use the military to build pieces of the wall. That's breaking the law. We have something called posse comitatus.
Say that again.
Posse comitatus.
Man, that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good.
Well, all that means is that you don't use the military to do civilian work. That's civilian work. That's construction work. It's not military. So you're not supposed to use them. That's breaking the law. He wants to go back to family separation, breaking the law. Or he wants to keep families together, but for much, much longer, breaking the law. Now, he can argue that the law isn't right. He can argue the law isn't good. He can make all of those arguments and try to get it changed.
And he can call on Congress to write a bill.
Of course he can. But while those laws exist, he is breaking the law.
And what was the news today?
And that's called a high crime or misdemeanor, and we should be impeaching his ass right now.
There it is. Even today, what came out? He told the head of Border and Immigration,
Oh, yeah.
break the law for me, and I'll pardon you if you get caught.
Yeah, because the law doesn't mean anything. As long as I'm there to pardon you, the law doesn't mean anything.
And that's probably obstruction of justice, too.
Really frightening.
That's
right.
probably obstruction of justice.
It probably is.
All right, from
it
Eric.
probably is. Yes, go.
Trump is considering naming his daughter Ivanka to head the World Bank. I almost read that as if he was considering naming his daughter World Bank for a second. I got ahead of myself.
Oh, you got a little bit.
Crime family.
Yeah. Well, what can? Hey, look, he wants Herman Cain on the Federal Reserve. I mean,
Bro, the Herman Cain thing is just so he can say he has somebody black when the election comes.
Here's the problem. There are evil people in this world who are really smart.
Evil geniuses.
Yes. And then there are really stupid people But when you have someone who's really stupid and really evil at the same time, when you have an evil idiot, how do you survive that? I mean, how can you keep that going?
Yeah. It's.
I mean, he is. He's you know, he's.
Oh, I agree.
He's Dr. Evil. From the Mike Myers movie, from
The only
Austin
thing
Powers.
funny
you know?
about this.
Oh, you know, $1 billion.
Do that again. Do that again. Do that again.
$1 billion. I mean, that's what he is, right? I mean, look, you know, he talks about the oranges of the investigation. He's either evil or he's completely cognitively impaired.
Or both.
Or both. That's true.
Or both.
Yeah, I mean,
it's only funny now that anybody would still follow this moron and try to justify what he does. You have to be a complete idiot. You have to be even dumber than him not to see through it. That's what's scary.
But 35% of the people are doing that.
Well, that's about the.
And look what happened in Israel. Well, don't get me started on that.
Well, I know. I don't want you turning over.
He's not an idiot.
I don't
by
want
the
you
way.
to turn over the table.
He's not an idiot. He's just evil.
But 35% is about the portion of the population that I thought were half-wits and morons to begin with.
Well, do we want to see what's happening locally?
Let's check it out.
Let's do it.
This is your NewsRap News Brief for Friday, April 12th.
Citizens weighed in on the future of the historic Julia Morgan YWCA building during the Pasadena City Council meeting on Monday, April 8th. Many supported restoring the building to serve as supportive housing for the homeless or youth transitioning from foster care. A previous proposal to restore the building and integrate it into a luxury hotel was rejected by the council in 2017. The meeting concluded with the council directing staff to use available funds to secure the property to prevent further damage to the historic site and to develop guidelines for developers interested in building on the property.
The developer released the removal action work plan. That work plan says on page 31 that it's unknown, that's an exact quote, it's unknown whether the partial site cleanup will protect residents from higher cancer risk because most of the site carcinogens will remain in place. We were told he would clean up the site. We weren't told that it's unknown whether the partial cleanup will work.
Residents of Pasadena expressed their disapproval of the city's plans to build a housing development where the space bank currently sits. The Department of Toxic Substance Control, DTSC, allegedly planned to only partially test the former Navy-owned property. The lot served as Navy storage for classified materials, a testing lab, and a foundry, sparking health concerns among citizens. Mayor Terry Tornick tabled the conversation, saying he would write a letter inquiring to the DTSC about the partial testing allegations. Filmmaker and Pasadena native Pablo Morales is set to premiere his documentary, Can We All Get Along, at John Muir High School on April 26th. The documentary covers the cultural and racial integration Morales experienced at Muir in the 1970s and compares it to the lack of integration today.
At my 30th high school reunion, I couldn't help but notice there was more diversity amongst the alumni than the current students.
Public schools in Pasadena did not end up like this just because that's the nature of things.
In a Pasadena Weekly article from 2018, Morales is quoted as saying, "A school that has benefited from desegregation is now socioeconomically and racially segregated. Currently, it's a poor school which is 90-something% Latino and black. It's not that they're segregating them by race, but to be poor is to be black and brown."
Great local stories.
It's wonderful local stories. I can't wait to see that movie.
Yeah, Pablo Morales' project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can we see it? How can we see
John Muir
it?
High School on April 26th. Tickets are free. Actually, there is a link in the Pasadena Weekly. Go to getalongfilm.com. Pablo is actually a frequent watcher of this show. I don't see him in the room at the moment there on Facebook, but he may pop in at any moment. But check it out. I mean, I've seen a rough cut of it in 2018, which was really, really good. I mean, it is an amazing piece of work. Amazing piece of work. Somebody will pick that up somewhere. I do believe it. Amazing job.
Well, that's great because I really do want to see
Yeah,
it.
you should check it out. I'm going to go on the 26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should come by.
So what are you going to do with the YWCA?
Well, the majority of the citizens that spoke Monday night, they want it to be homeless housing. The mayor wants it to be, or has leaned towards homeless housing.
Okay.
But at the end of the discussion,
Sounds very promising.
McAustin
Yeah.
punted to, let's let a developer tell us what it should be, or a consultant. I think it was a developer. So it's going back. The city's going to get some suggestions, and move forward from there. I think if I had to hazard
I hope you're talking about a disinterested developer, not a developer
no,
that wants
no,
to
no,
develop that
no,
property.
no, disinterested, obviously.
Okay.
If I had to, or probably even just an architect, if I had to make a guess, I would say that it's probably going to end up being homeless housing at this point.
And who would administer it? Would it be the city, or would it be would we pass that on to a private party?
I don't know how that
A
would,
nonprofit, like
I don't
Union
think,
Station?
I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah.
I would tell you where they need to get really quick. Is the city got this piece of land through eminent domain in 2012 for $8.3 million. We're now at 2019. They got to find something to do with this to justify the purchase alone at some point. So they tried to turn it into a boutique hotel, but the preservationist screamed, and it was going to infringe upon the Robinson Memorial and the two busts.
Oh.
I mean, it was going to almost be right against it when they were done building, which just wasn't a good idea. That had actually passed, but then the developer came back and asked for a $30 million subsidy. And decades.
Our theater is kind of very close to there, isn't it?
Yeah. And that developer asked for decades of free rent and free parking, decades. So that just, it didn't work. It didn't work. So now we've gone back to square one. But a lot of people spoke on Monday towards homeless housing. So I think that's the direction that they're going to really look at going in. I think the bigger story here, though, Barry, and watch this one closely, is that Space Bank.
Really?
Yeah, because the Space Bank is interesting because we may be seeing one of these things where the council has approved something and it's not turning out to be...
In other words, they improved the development of it. They improved the housing development.
Right. But now we're in the testing phase for what are the toxins. I mean, this was a Navy. I mean, the Navy made missiles and things there. It was a foundry. There's a lot of stuff in that soil. And we know back post-World War II, nobody was really thinking about when they dumped things, what it was doing to the ground or the environment like we do now. So this is something that they cannot randomly test. You know, just test this part of the soil and go, oh, now we know what's here. There's going to have to be some comprehensive testing. We were talking about another development right before we came on.
There could be a Dharma initiative under the ground.
There could be.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about another development, not local, right before we came on, and, you know, the children are being born with deformities out of that housing project. So they got to take care of business.
Yeah.
Simple as that. They got to take care of business.
So what's the time frame on all that?
They asked for, Gene Masuda asked the Department of Toxic Substances for an extra 3 months just to comment on the EIR, the Q&A process. They gave him 20 extra days. So it kind of has to go back to council to be fixed, is what I think could happen. This could be one of those things where council has voted and they may have to come back and re-agendize this, have another discussion, and pass another motion. So really wanted to watch.
Let me ask you another question about the YWCA, because when they took over the property, were they intending to make money with it? Because obviously, if it goes to homeless housing, they're not going to be making any money with it.
Well, the city probably will receive some grants, some funding.
Federal?
Federal, and it probably helps alleviate the housing crisis we keep hearing about and the homeless issue in Pasadena.
Definitely, but I'm just wondering whether they would allow that to happen. Yeah.
If they had done the hotel, obviously they would have made profit.
Right.
If they sell it to a developer, they make profit.
Right.
Homeless housing probably does not generate a lot of profit.
No.
But, you know, you get the grants and things to run it, so they probably don't lose anything.
So it's a pretty altruistic thing to do if they can. And it's important to the city.
It is. It is.
That's what I was asking. I mean, is the council community-minded enough to allow that to happen?
Probably.
Because you got developer types on the council.
Probably.
So,
but
yeah.
Because you have developer types on the council,
yeah,
there's always going to be somebody who says, let's make revenue. There's always going to be somebody who says, what's it worth?
Yeah.
And you know what? They should look at look at it from all sides and every angle. and figure out at the end of the day what's the best thing to do. And I don't know if best is, I would say what the most community-minded thing to do in the situation would be, and that's how they're going to have to progress on the issue.
Yeah. Eric had another comment. He said the city needs to focus on lowering its utility bills, which doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, but still.
Eric's looking at his bills or something. What's going on, and he's upset about it.
He got upset about his bills and
His kids
decided
aren't turning
to,
the lights off is what's going on.
But he joined the conversation.
He is.
Look,
He
and
is.
we want you guys to do that. So I'm glad Eric did.
But, you know, we get these comments like this, and I'm always grateful, like you said, that people join the conversation. But how many cities lower their utility bills?
I can't think of any.
Nobody lowers the utility bills.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
Should they do it? Be great. It's just things that these kind of things don't typically happen.
Yeah.
You know, how much, Eric, do you want them to lower it? A half? I mean, what do we do with that? Is what I always ask. I mean, how does that work?
I know.
It's another way the city makes money. The city owns a utility. They make money off of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want the city to make money because then they put that into programs and social
services.
programs and police and all
and
kinds of important things.
There you go.
So it's what we pay for living in an incredibly wonderful city like Pasadena.
Yeah. Now, if you notice, I'm in solidarity with you this
I'm seeing that, although this one's getting longer and longer.
I'm never catching up to you.
No.
I'm never catching up.
No, but I'll be shaving it at some point.
I have never in my life had a beard that long.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
This may be actually probably about 2 days growth from this will be the longest I've ever been.
Really?
Never had a full one. Never. Usually it grows
Well, it
in.
looks good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Usually it grows in patchy, so I was kind of surprised when it came in well this time.
No, it
But
looks.
yours looks really good too, man. It's holding up
Well, it's
really well.
very white. It's getting
Just can't escape that,
getting
huh?
longer and longer and longer. But yeah.
What does the wife think about it?
Oh no! Don't get me in there because
She doesn't like it?
she. No, it's scratchy.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
scraggly a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just for the show, and then beginning of June, I'll be cutting it off again.
Going right back to where you were before.
Yeah, absolutely.
I heard that, man.
But the other interesting thing that's happened today, and we'll probably be continuing this on Facebook.
Okay.
But the other interesting thing are the new polls that have come out.
I knew you were going to come to this sooner or later.
Well,
You got to. You got to. On
Listen.
this show, you have to.
Pete Buttigieg.
How do you say that?
I think Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
I think it's Buttigieg.
So we may have a president, and the majority of the people can't say his name.
That could happen. That could very
What's
well.
the hardest name of
that
a
could-
president up to this date? What would that be?
I don't know. Well, there was always a question of whether it was Roosevelt or Roosevelt.
Well, that's true.
We always had that issue.
Oh, Christian Hanian says, looking good. Are you talking about me or are you talking about Barry?
Don't answer that, Chris.
So Roosevelt.
Yeah. But other than that,
All of them been
not
very
that I
easy.
can
Jefferson,
think
Lincoln,
of too
Washington.
much. Yeah, pretty.
All of them
pretty
just
basic.
complete American names. Obama, I mean. real simple.
Exactly, totally.
Yeah.
All American names.
Yeah, simple, right?
Yes.
I mean, who couldn't say Bush?
That's right.
So. But Buttigieg, go ahead. The polls.
Buttigieg.
The polls.
Well, we're going to have to continue it, when we come back.
Okay.
But I'll get it started. Third.
Third in the polls.
And look who you're not seeing in the top 5.
Beto O'Rourke.
You're not seeing Beto.
And that's the guy who you would have expected because of all the hype to run very close to the top.
Well, he raised money. And the interesting thing is that there was an interesting article in the Washington
Christian
Post.
Hanian says he's talking about both of us, by the way.
Oh, thank you. So, for both of us. So,
The Washington Post.
the Washington Post had an interesting article talking about who was the money leader. Not even now. It was just in the year before the the whole year before the Iowa caucus. And it was, I think, Hillary, of course, in 2008.
And what happened?
But it was, but she was, she got close.
She did.
But on the Republican side in 2008, it was Giuliani and Romney.
And you know what happened in 12?
They didn't get close. And then in 12, it was Romney.
It was Romney. But at this point in 2012, the front runner was Michelle Bachmann.
Oh, the front runner in the polls, absolutely.
And then the front runner was Rick Santorum.
And then I think it was Mr. 999.
It was 999. It was Pizza Boy himself, Herman Cain.
Pizza Boy himself, Herman Cain.
And none of those people, Herman Cain may have been for a minute, and I'll take your opinion on this.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them were ever serious contenders.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, Cain probably came the closest to being a serious contender.
I know.
And but you can even say he was a serious contender.
I know. We have a question, but I think we might have to take it on the other side because I think, are we 1 minute from end of show or 1 minute to credits? I don't know. But I think we had better
Err on the side of caution.
Err on the side of caution.
Let's jump to Facebook.
We're going to jump to Facebook. I'm
Stick
Barry
around,
Gordon.
James.
Yeah. I'm Barry Gordon.
I'm Andre Coleman.
This is NewsRap live at 5. Stay with us.